Thank you so much for entrusting me with your email address and allowing me to send across the digital workshop series that you should be receiving really shortly into your email inbox. Now, give yourself some time and some space to really engage with this content because there's so many great golden nuggets in there and really some really cool epiphany moments as well. Now, can I share with you an awesome thing? The most valuable surf poncho ever to exist. I know it kind of looks like just a regular surf poncho or Parallax one, all great quality of course. This has personally transformed my life. I know it could make a huge impact to your life as well. So let me share a little story with you. If you don't agree that it's the most valuable poncho you've ever discovered, let me know, I'll send you $20. So I guarantee you that. Now it really started back when I was working in a corporate job, business development manager for a really progressive, amazing tech company. I had, the high six-figure income and the corporate credit card, the international travel, I had the beautiful apartment and the nice late model Audi, and I had the lifestyle that I kind of thought that I wanted. I could earn enough money to take girls on dates and to be social in an expensive city like Sydney. The trouble was, as I progressed down this career, I realized that the sales targets were forever increasing, and to manage, my KPIs and really achieve what was expected of me and to fit into this box, I had to keep giving more and more and more of myself into this job. And what I discovered was the more I gave, the more emptier I become. And it was like I had this pending failure that was coming, and as I gave more, I started questioning my self-worth and my ability to do this job and to be successful. And it was almost like I started having this imposter syndrome of, I was living this lifestyle that wasn't for me. And what it meant was I felt like I was almost wearing all these insecurities on my outside. And so I started struggling at engaging with my work colleagues. That was in work. And then outside of work, since I'd been putting every ounce of energy and effort and attention into this job outside of work, I really started struggling actually to maintain relationships, friendships, intimate relationships. There's no sort of even going on dates with girls. And yeah, sure, I had the money and everything else, but I don't know, I just kind of felt empty. I wasn't quite sure how to manage it, so I did the best I could for a long time. And I remember it was on the last day of the year, 2018, that I finally got news that I'd landed and signed off the contract for this $50,000 government deal, the New Zealand government. Now, it was the biggest deal that had been signed for the New Zealand territory up until that date. And it was amazing, it was just what I needed. I felt like the weight had been lifted off my shoulders. Everyone was patting me on the back and the celebrations are there, and it was such a great way to finish the year. But then it kind of occurred to me that, well, what about next year? The next quarter, the increased sales targets, and I'd have to go back and start all over again. 5 months to go and do that deal of investing everything that I had into it. I kind of just placed that in the worry about that later. Future Dan can deal with that. And I went on holiday and it was amazing. We went up the Queensland coast kite surfing and did everything that I really wanted to be doing. 2019, first day back, I walked into the office and just the smell of the office reminded me, it kind of set off all these triggers. It was like post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, of judgment and failure and this uncomfort of going, oh God, and immediately all the weight on my shoulders were back. And it was at that point actually something really incredible happened. To my surprise, and probably to a few other people's surprises as well, I went and I resigned on the spot. And a few people around me, they were like, but wait, didn't you get everything that you ever wanted? You got your huge, well not huge, but six-figure income. And they're like, from the outside, like, your life looks like it's all what it's supposed to be. But I was just totally empty, and I was like, yeah. In fact, it felt like I had less than I ever wanted. That's really how I remember it to be. So I walked out, I'd resigned on the spot, walked away with nothing, got in my car, drove interstate, and ended up here in Melbourne. It was incredibly freeing. It was a little bit nerve-wracking. I had nothing, but the thing was, is I kind of had already failed. I already got to the bottom, and it was a fresh start. It allowed me to try things, these new and different things that I'd never done before. And I found myself part of this digital community of digital online entrepreneurs, or digital nomads. It was kind of like this weird and wonderful magical place that I'd never have ever imagined. And there was an education course, and I started going down this path of building this online business, and I thought, this is going to be awesome. I'm going to be able to go kite surfing when I wanted. I'm going to be able to write my own schedule, and I'm going to take all these girls on dates, and it was going to be grand. But there was this problem. There's still a problem. And the issue was, I still had all that same shit going on inside my head. Am I good enough? Can I succeed at this? I'm probably going to fail. And it was like I was seeking out validation from others that thought the same thing about me and what I was doing. So what I heard from other people like, Dan, that's a scam. Why are you doing that? Why are you wasting your time? Just go back, get a job. Go back, you had a good job. And it was tough. But there's no way I could go back. I remember the pain, that job, and trying to fit myself into this box that just wasn't for me. And, that wasn't my only corporate job. This pattern kept on repeating itself. And I thought, if you want something different, I have to try something different. So I continued down this path. And what happened is I ended up making my first sale online. And it was so awesome. It was the best thing in the world. I remember that day still, that I thought, if I can make one sale, then I can make 2 sales. And if I make 2 sales, I probably can make 10 sales. And it can be replicated. And it all became a reality that this wasn't a scam. This was true. And I could make this work. It wasn't for someone else. It was for me. And I continued. And after all said and done, I kind of look back on and reminisce on the days in my corporate job, thinking, the issue or the problem or what I can now see was, in the corporate job, it's so narrow focused. It's like, okay, this is the step, climb the corporate ladder and just follow the steps, whatever it is. And by being so narrow focused, I was missing on all this opportunity that was around, all the different things that were possible. And it was there all along. It's not like it just suddenly magically, it was like it suddenly magically appeared, but it was there the whole time. And really what it was is my perspective had shifted. It had expanded. So I suppose a phrase that came up directly from that previous job was parallax. And it describes how objects appear to change when you change your perspective on the objects. And that was a perfect analogy, I thought, for life. And that life changes when you change your perspective on it. And it allowed all this opportunity become available to me, and I could just start taking the action on these. So it's such a powerful thing, I wrote it on my poncho. So every time I was out kite surfing, I reminded myself, it's just a matter of perspective. It was awesome. And I created so much opportunity from that very moment, from that epiphany. Now I want to share that with you. I've even got it written on my t-shirt. I want to share that epiphany with you. I've shared with you the digital workshop series that I took myself. Now here's the real kicker of why this poncho is the most valuable poncho ever. Valued at $65, I'll give you that. The next step to the digital workshop is the implementation. So once you go through the video workshop, you discover the 3 big ways of building businesses online. I've used all 3 of them and actually created 3 businesses online. The next step to the workshop is the implementation and finding and discovering what's important to you and applying that into your life as well. Normally that course costs between $50 and $150, depends on who you buy it off online. Now, I don't need to sell you that, I've already got a business. So I'll throw that in. Now the last piece that most packages don't include is the mindset. Systems, education, processes, what everyone's selling is amazing, but the thing that I've discovered is most people, for whatever reason, get caught up in their head and not follow the process. So, connect you with the resources and your values to align with your actions, and that's what will keep you going. have now become a master coach and want to gift to you 3 1-hour sessions of coaching to really accelerate this journey and keep you on track. Coaching, the Discovery Coaching Package. It's available on my website for $499. I'm going to throw that in as a gift to you also. So you get the $65 poncho, the $50 course, and $499 worth of coaching, all just for $99. How amazing is that? Valued $614, today only $99. Now, the reason that you're seeing this is I've got availability in my schedule right now. Obviously, this is not scalable. You're seeing it right now because there is availability. Jump on, get going, and that will really accelerate your process. I'd love to be on this journey with you, share all the information that I have, all these epiphanies, get started, and I'll talk to you very soon. Thanks a lot.